BannerSurvey is used to create surveys and voting polls for your website, allowing you to collect and analyze the data. In this video, we'll be creating a survey and adding it to a website. Creating a survey with BannerSurvey involves 3 steps. Step 1, define the fields for your survey. The fields for your survey are the questions that you want to ask. Step 2, create the survey and attach the fields to it. And Step 3, add the survey to your website. We'll begin on the Banner OS dashboard. We'll scroll down to the list of grips and click on BannerSurvey. On the BannerSurvey dashboard, we have a list of our main options. To begin creating our survey, we'll go underneath Survey Options and click on Configure Survey Fields. Now we haven't actually configured any fields yet, so we'll click on Add New Form Field. Now if you're familiar with Banner forms, you might recognize this form. It's the same form that we use to create form fields for other forms like submission forms and contact forms. So we'll start by giving our first field a label. In this case, we'll make a field for your age. From the field type drop-down, we're going to choose radio because we want to make a list of radio buttons. We'll enter in a script ID. If you don't know what script ID is, don't worry about it. Just you can pretty much use the same thing that you used as your label. Just keep out any spaces. Don't use any spaces in script ID. Now most of these fields here you can leave at their default values, but we do want to make sure that this field is required. So we'll change require field on all forms to yes. Down in the configuration section, we'll specify the options for our radio buttons. Since this field is called your age, the first choice will be 21 and under. Second choice will be 22 to 44. Third choice will be 45 to 64. And the last choice will be 65 and over. We'll go ahead and verify that and submit. So here's the form field that we just made for your age, and let's go ahead and add a second one. Click on Add New Form Field. This time we'll make a field for your gender. Now this time we're going to make a select box, so we'll choose Select for the field type, enter in a script ID. We'll make sure that this field is required, and we'll set up the configuration. Since this is a select box, we can specify a prompt. In this case, we'll say please choose, and our 2 options will be male and female. And at the bottom here you can see a preview of what the field will look like. So we'll go ahead and verify the form field and submit. So now we have our 2 form fields. We're going to add one more. So we'll click on Add New Form Field. This time we'll make a field for your favorite web browser. This will be another radio button. Enter in a script ID. Make sure that the field is required, and we'll enter our options. Firefox, Chrome, Internet Explorer, and Safari. And I'll just make a quick adjustment here for the layout style. We'll verify that form field and submit. So now we've made the 3 form fields that we want to include on our survey. Now the reason that we define the fields separately first is so that we can reuse these same fields on several surveys. So rather than having to recreate an age field for multiple surveys, we only have to define that field once, and then we can attach it to any number of surveys that we want. So let's go on to step 2 and we'll create the survey. I'll click back to the BannerSurvey main dashboard. and we'll click on Add Survey. We'll give it a title. We'll just call it My Survey. We'll enter in an email recipient. Now the email recipient will receive notifications each time the survey is completed. We'll give a subject, and that's for the email subject. We'll call it My Survey Submission. Reject submission within minutes, you can leave that as the default 5. Start time and end time represent the times that the survey will run. Start time is pre-filled, as you can see, with the current date and time. And so let's say we want to run this survey for 3 days. So we'll enter in 8/24/2012 as the end time. That's 3 days from now. And we'll set the end time to be 11:59 p.m. So this survey would be available on the front end from now until 8/24, which is 3 days from now. Success message we'll leave as the default, and success page we'll leave as default. Alright, so now we've created the survey, and the next step is to add the fields that we made to that survey. So we'll click on this Add Fields link. It brings up a multi-select box, and you can see the 3 fields that we previously created. I'll select all 3 of those and click Attach. So we've attached those form fields to this particular survey. Now before we add the survey to the front end of the website, I'm going to click on Reorder Fields because I want the fields to show up in a certain order on the front end. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set your age to 1. I'm going to set your gender to 2, and I'm going to set your favorite web browser to 3. We verify the order, and you can see that it's rearranged the order that the form fields will appear in. So now we've completed setting up the survey. Now let's add it to the front end of the website. We'll click on the Banner OS icon. It'll bring us to the main dashboard. Scroll down to the Pages section and click on Manage Pages. Now we already have a survey page set up. It's got a title, fill out our survey with a little introductory sentence. Take a moment to fill out our brief survey below to help us serve you better. So let's go ahead and click the Edit icon to edit this page. This brings up the WYSIWYG. Now we want our survey to appear down here on the page. So I'm just going to go ahead and highlight this little piece of text here because this is where we want the survey to appear. I'll scroll down a bit and we'll go to the Insert Dynamic Content dropdown. We'll click on that and we'll choose BannerSurvey Survey. This brings up a little window here where we can choose My Survey from the list. Click Submit. And as you can see, the page has been updated with this marker, and this is where the survey will appear on the front end. Let's go ahead and save changes, and we'll view the page. So here we have our completed page. Let me get rid of the edit icons. So here's our completed page with our survey, our fields for your age, your gender, and favorite web browser. So now your website visitors can fill out this survey. You'll get notifications every time someone fills it out, and there's an interface in Banner OS to view the information that's collected and analyze it, which will be covered in the next video.